What's going on, guys? GCTV, and I am here to talk about yesterday's NBA action. I know we're late in tonight's NBA action, so before that ends, I figured I would give you guys this, this little video here to talk about the six games that took place on Saturday, because I was out all day with my family. I was watching football as well, so my memory might be a little hazy from these games. We will still talk about them. We're going to start with the Magic and Wizards. Pretty shitty game here. Rui Hachimura scores 30 to lead the Wizards over the Magic. They win by 20. Rui Hachimura having one of his best scoring nights of his career. Obviously, he hasn't played a super big role on the Wizards, so 30 points for him is a pretty big deal. Kyle Kuzma, great scoring night for him as well. They were able to lift the Wizards over the Magic. Obviously, it shouldn't come to a surprise, but honestly, the Magic aren't that far away from the Wizards, funny enough. Bradley Beal was hitting some threes. He was passing the ball. Franz Wagner was out here getting the tough shots to fall. So was Bradley Beal. Rui Hachimura, though, a lot of nice buckets for him in this game, and he was able to play a pretty big role in their win yesterday night. So, looking at the box score here, we have the Magic, 20 points for Franz Wagner. He shot 50% from the three. You get 23 points from Markov Fultz. Shout out to him. He's trying to kind of get his career back on a good track. He shot 70, and I feel like they need a little more help from guys like Gary Harris, Admiral Schofield, Mo Wagner, Mo Bamba, Cole Anthony, T. Ross, Jalen Suggs. They have plenty of role players, plenty of guys they can lean on, and those guys just weren't able to show up. But looking at the Wizards, 25 points and 10 rebounds for Kyle Kuzma. I'm telling you, he's a damn good basketball player in my opinion. 30 points for Rui Hachimura off the bench, man. That's big time. I mean, he shot 60% from three-point range. So, yeah, pretty big deal. There's nothing really much else to say about this game. We're going to move on to the Hornets and the Hawks. Pretty damn good game here. LaMelo is hurt again, but the Hornets were somehow able to win. And honestly, the Hawks should not have let this happen. Terry Rozier caps a 19-point rally. The Hornets end the Hawks' 5-game streak. Coming into this game, Atlanta was hot. They were running. I mean, before this, they were 19-22. Then they were 24-22 out of nowhere, over the 500 hump. I mean, I still think the Hawks are a damn good basketball team. It's just losses like this kind of disprove some of their legitimacy when it comes to like playoff time and stuff. So, Terry Rozier hit free throws with 1.1 seconds remaining. Very undermanned Charlotte Hornets, as they have been for the majority of the year. 19-point third quarter deficit. They were able to rally back and win by 4 points. PJ Washington was hitting some some clutch shots. A lot of clutch moments. Clint Capella was getting inside for some clutch baskets. DeJounte Murray was hitting some shots. Mark Williams got some tough shots to fall for the Charlotte Hornets. That's a guy that they could probably build around in the next couple of years. And plus, they might even be getting a high draft pick despite having the team they have. If they had Miles Bridges, obviously this would go way different. But Miles Bridges had to make some mistakes in his career that we don't talk about. John Collins was a bucket maker. A lot of bucket makers in this game. This was actually a really good game. One of the better games of this night yesterday. But P.J. Washington ended up with 23 points. Am I looking at the right? What the hell is happening? Oh, shit. What am I talking about? I talked about the... Wait a second. Oh, okay. We'll talk about the Celtics game after this. I was kind of thrown off track there with all that. But yeah, 23 points for P.J. Washington. You get 25 points and 11 rebounds for Mason Plumlee. He has honestly been playing spectacular this season. 34 points for T-Row. Looking at the Hawks, 25 points for DeAndre Hunter off of 40% three-point shooting. 25 points, 12 assists for Trae Young. 26 points for DeJounte Murray. Played very efficient, 67% from three, 55% from the field. I just think it's guys like Jalen Johnson off the bench. Maybe if they would have given him more minutes in this game and he would have hit a couple of more shots, they would have been able to win the game. But there's just so many young guys on this team that they're bound to lose some games. Let's just talk about the Celtics and Raptors, though. Then we have 4 more games to talk about. Then we are done with the slate. Celtics, Raptors. My Celtics getting it done without Jason Tatum. Grant Williams has a career high of 25, aka Batman. The Celtics streak reaches 9. Yeah, Grant Williams, best scoring night of his early NBA career. He has such a big role for us that nobody talks about, and it's, man, you gotta love Grant Williams if you're the Celtics on this franchise. Jaylen Brown played great as well, scoring-wise, and obviously the absence of leading scorer Jason Tatum. They were able to extend their streak to 9 games. They were able to win by 2 points. Very close game. Very good game. The Raptors put up a great effort. Al Horford, very clutch defense late in the game. He was blocking the ball. Al Horford was all over the court for us. Peyton Pritchard smacking 3-pointers. Pascal Siakam played some good defense. And we had a couple of injuries, namely Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is a pretty big injury for us. I don't know what the hell this starting lineup was, but man, Jaylen Brown, 27 points. He shot 50% from 3. You get a 25-point performance for Grant Williams. He shot 67% from 3. I've known Grant Williams to be able... I've seen him play to know that he can have good streaks, but 25 points, that's pretty damn good. 23 points as well from Malcolm Brogdon. This team just played fantastic. 60% from 3, 50% overall shooting from Malcolm Brogdon. Just great stuff. Moving on to the Raptors, you get a 29-point, 10 assist performance for Pascal Siakam. You get 17 points and 11 rebounds out of Precious Achiuwa, which I haven't heard about him all year. He had a pretty decent stint with the Heat, but here we go. He had a good game yesterday. 33% from 3, 22 points for Gary Trent off of 33% from 3 as well. As for who to blame, guys like Malachi Flynn and Juan Hernan-Gomez, those are 2 guys that probably, if given more opportunities, they could probably help this team a lot. So, not a lot of minutes from those guys, but I wouldn't say the Raptors played a shitty game. It's just Grant Williams didn't play like Grant Williams normally would. Moving on to the Bucks and Cavs. Not really much to say about this. Isaac Okoro was slamming the rock. Chetty Osman was passing the ball around. Karis LeVert was smacking some threes, but really not that much to talk about here. Not any great storylines except for, obviously Evan Mobley having a fantastic game. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the Bucks. Bobby Portis, 23 points and 11 rebounds. Man, I would say he could get 6th Man of the Year, but he hasn't played enough 6-man minutes to even get that award. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. He's been playing so many starting minutes, and Drew Holiday came out with 28 points, 10 assists. But, Grayson Allen, Jordan Nwora, George Hill, Javon Carter, Joe Ingles. Just to name a couple of guys, just needed to step up a little bit more in the absence of guys like Giannis, in the absence of guys like Middleton. Obviously the Bucks are still fantastic, but they were also playing a fantastic basketball team, and they didn't have their stars, so there's that. Looking at the Cavs, fucking Evan Mobley. Oh my goodness, 38 points. That is his career high. A great game for him. 21 points and 10 assists for Darius Garland off of 33% 3-point shooting as well. Shout out to the Cavs. They got it done there. Rockets Timberwolves, another big storyline was Anthony Edwards scoring 44. The Wolves hand the Rockets their 13th straight loss. It looks like they're going to win the Wembanyama sweepstakes. And there's nothing that Wembanyama has to be ashamed of, because he's playing with some pretty good young guys. But Anthony Edwards, best scoring night of the year so far. D'Angelo Russell scored the rock pretty well. 13 straight losses. They were able to win by 9. Yeah, Anthony Edwards put on a show. He was getting up for alley-oops. Nathan King was getting in the wide, or Nathan Knight was getting in the wide open. 2 poster dunks for Anthony Edwards in this game, both on Alperen Sengun, which I love Alperen Sengun as a player, but wow. But Anthony Edwards, he was just burying a lot of shots. Obviously, through getting dunked on twice, Alperen Sengun still managed to have 19 points, 16 rebounds, not missing a single 3. It really all you can't really blame the Rockets for this one. I think they played pretty solid as a team. All the guys that should be playing well played pretty solid. It's just they're not in a great spot as an organization. Obviously, they want to get Wembanyama, and hopefully he can turn this franchise around, but he's not going to be able to do that single-handedly. But D'Angelo Russell, he ended up with 23 points. He shot 67% from 3. And Anthony Edwards, 44 points, 50% from 3. So have a night, Anthony Edwards. Moving on, Pacers and Suns. Josh Okogie and Mikal Bridges lead the short-handed Suns past the Pacers. They end up winning by 5. The broad-shouldered Ish Wainwright looks as if he should be making plays in the NFL instead of the NBA, but what's going on? Contemporary Domain XJ Reese. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping out to the stream. We're just talking about basketball from yesterday. We will also be talking about basketball later tonight, probably in about an hour or so. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing about that, but Damian Lee in this one, tough buckets. TJ McConnell as well with the tough buckets. A lot of smooth offense for Benedict Mathurin in this one. Josh Okogie, I don't know if it's Okogie or Okogie. He was playing some great defense, and Saban Lee was passing the rock around as well. I appreciate it for the sub there, Contemporary Domain. Pacers, okay. TJ McConnell's actually been playing some good-ass minutes for the Pacers lately. 16 points, 12 rebounds for Miles Turner. He shot 60% from 3, 18 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds for TJ McConnell. Didn't miss a single 3. I mean, the Pacers, they had some solid performances. 22 points for Buddy Hield, 23 points off the bench for Benedict Mathurin, but it's just guys like Aaron Nemhard and Chris Duarte. Without Tyrese Halliburton, they don't have the strongest guard play right now, so yeah, that's what I can really blame that on. Looking at the Suns, 22 points for Mikal Bridges off of 40% three-point shooting. Bismack Biyombo had 12 points, 16 rebounds, 50% shooting. I mean, it's not just Okogie and Bridges. There were some other guys. I mean, obviously, Okogie had 24 points, 10 rebounds, 50% three-point shooting. And Jock Landale as well, 10 points, 10 rebounds. There are guys that are stepping up for this Suns franchise when they need it. They need to get their asses back in the play and probably try to do that before Devin Booker gets back. But, I don't know. 76ers and Kings, this is the last game we're going to talk about. 76ers without Joel Embiid or James Harden beat the Kings for a 5-0 trip. Wow. A team as good as the Kings are losing a game like this. This is kind of a shock to me. Great third quarter for Tyrese Maxey, as well as just a good game in general. Without their stars, perfect 5-game road trip. They were able to win by 2. They got a tough win. At the buzzer, Daniel House with a nice little bank shot 3. De'Aaron Fox was hitting some shots. I mean, he just had some great offense this game. De'Aaron Fox played really well. And he was also passing the ball, scoring the ball, doing everything. And he was also playing defense. He was stealing the ball. I mean, the player of the game, despite the loss, is De'Aaron Fox. I mean, he played great, I think. But the lone performer from the Sixers was that 32-point performance for Tyrese Maxey. We know he has potential to do stuff like that in this league, and he was able to show us that last night. Sorry, I'm getting my days mixed up. Looking at the Kings, 16 points and 10 assists for Domantas Sabonis off of 70% shooting, 31 points for De'Aaron Fox, 20 points for Kevin Huerter. He shot 50% from 3, 67% from the field. I would say their big problems are guys like KZ Okpala and Alex Len coming off the bench, maybe not having the most productive games and maybe not getting the minutes they should, I guess Alex Len barely got to play, but maybe if they used their big men more, maybe if they gave Domantas Sabonis more rest and played guys like Alex Len and had KZ Okpala coming in there, then they would have won this game. I mean, their starters played great. It just all came down to bench players like that, and they weren't able to get it done, so that is what led the Kings to losing to the Sixers. But shout out to the Sixers. Without their stars able to win games like that, it really shows how well they're playing this season. But I'm heading out here. I'm going to go watch the end of Thunder Nuggets, and then you guys will have your Walking Dead video coming out very shortly. And then I'll be done with videos until later tonight. So, yeah. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed every single night. We're talking about NBA here, so make sure you pop out. If you're new,